What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never, and welcome back to another Miggles update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so if we take a look at Miggles, you can see that Miggles has really just been bleeding over the last week or so. It's back down to a $27.5 million market cap. And I know obviously a lot of people don't like to see this, and if you just look at the chart, it's been nothing but red candles for a little while. But what I would like to point out is this is not just a Miggles situation. If you look at Miggles, it looks like Miggles is basically forming a giant cup and handle pattern. If we come over and we look at Pepe, it's forming a very similar pattern right now. Now yes, Pepe did have a little bit stronger breakout initially, but it's still forming a cup and handle. If you look at Toshi's doing the exact same thing, and it looks a lot more like Miggles. And just a few other projects that I cover on my channel specifically, Captain BNB, it's also forming a cup and handle. It hasn't formed as much of a handle yet, but it's still forming one. You look at Kokoro, the exact same thing, it's forming a cup and handle. So do not come over here and look at Miggles and just think it's doing anything that the rest of the market isn't doing. Most meme coins right now are forming a very similar pattern. Now yes, when we come over and we look at base meme coins ranked, you can see that Miggles has dropped more in the last week than most projects. There is no denying that. Miggles is down 28% in the last week. But as I do in every single Miggles video, I still would like to compare it to Doginme and Keycat. And if you look at it from a volume standpoint, Miggles has higher volume than Doginme and Keycat. The reason this is important is because both of these projects have a Coinbase listing. I know it probably gets tiring seeing me compare it to these projects every single video, but honestly, there's no better comparison out there. Plain and simple, Miggles does not have a Coinbase listing and it has higher volume and it's barely less than market cap. Now, obviously, there's been speculation for Miggles to get a Coinbase listing for many months now, and it still hasn't happened. So I know a lot of people out there are starting to doubt it, even though I personally am not. I do believe that Miggles is eventually going to get a Coinbase listing. And the fact that it's basically on the same level as Keycat and Doginme right now without it tells me a lot. I think there's a very good chance that Miggles will skyrocket past these levels if it gets the listing. And I think a lot of people are forgetting that Coinbase just shilled Mr. Miggles again a few weeks ago. And Brian Armstrong literally posted Miggles in the background of a video. Again, I understand, no one likes to see the chart just bleeding right now, but sometimes you just have to look at the bigger picture. Miggles is still grinding every single day, and they are constantly making new partnerships, they're constantly getting their name out there. When you're looking for a meme coin, you honestly cannot ask for much more. And I heavily recommend coming over and just listening to some of Mr. Miggles' X Spaces. They're very good speakers as well. And again, they are constantly grinding. You can see right here they posted July 30th. I look good front and center in blue and there's no way I'm missing. And you can see that they're going to On-Chain Summit San Francisco. That's another event that they'll be able to get out there and network. So personally, I'm not worried about Mr. Miggles at all. I am still very bullish on this project and it's absolutely one of my highest conviction plays. I know that price action doesn't look great, but price action doesn't look great for most projects. Pretty much everything in the market right now is in a cup and handle. And you have to understand the reason that everything is in a cup and handle right now starts with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was basically in this giant bull flag. However, yesterday this bull flag actually broke to the downside. And I was telling you guys, there was a good chance we were either going to break out hard from this bull flag or we were going to break down and retest this previous high. We have seen this happen many different times. So don't be shocked at all if Bitcoin does come down to retest this 112,000 range. Is this guaranteed to happen? No, it's not. There's also a chance that we come down and bounce off of the 50-day moving average. In general, though, if you look at the stochastics, they're getting very oversold. This tells me that there's a good chance we could get a bounce sometime soon, maybe next week. It is currently Friday and weekends are usually very low volume. So I wouldn't be shocked if we do bleed a little bit more over Saturday and Sunday. Now, if we look at Ethereum, this is where things are a little bit more interesting. You can see that Ethereum is finally resetting on the RSI and stochastics. This is actually very bullish to see. I know many of you guys wanted to see Ethereum just continue exploding, but the odds of that happening when the RSI was this overbought was very slim. So now ETH is getting very close to retesting the 21-day moving average. And obviously because Ethereum's dropping right now, that's also what is causing Miggles to drop a little bit. You can see that Miggles is back down to 27 million. But another interesting chart for Ethereum is actually Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin dominance, you can see, is currently retesting the 21-day moving average. And we already had a rejection off of the 200-day after we lost the 200-day. In general, this is what you want to see, and this is very bullish for altcoins. And I actually want to show you guys another perspective. So what makes this very interesting is if you invert this chart, what do you notice about this chart? It looks like another cup and handle pattern. This is the cup, and now we're forming the handle. Or we are forming a bear flag and we're retesting the 21-day and close to retesting the 200-day. Personally, this is the kind of pattern that I would love to trade. A bull flag retesting support, and the stochastics are getting very overbought in this case. Now do understand, again, this is the inverted chart. So if you flip it, it's more of a bear flag. But if this does break to the downside, then that will probably be very bullish for altcoins. And it could mean that Ethereum would actually get a bounce off of the 21-day. And Ethereum is at a very important level right now. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know, Ethereum was getting very close to retesting the cycle high, because we've been rejected off the cycle high 2 different times and almost 3 different times. In order for Ethereum and altcoins to truly be bullish, we need to break above that 4,100 to 4,200 range. If that happens, then I think altcoins could see a very nice move, and that includes a project like Miggles. But that's about it for the update today. Again, I know things don't feel great with Miggles, but it looks very similar to most projects in the market right now. But if you guys are interested in projects like Miggles and just getting into projects super early in general, then I always recommend taking a look at my Discord. We have been making huge gains in here this entire bull run. If you look through the all-time gainer list, some of these projects you could turn $1,000 into over $200,000. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to see you guys in there with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Mr. Miggles. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.